Ripple has met people from every place in the world. What will the European Central Bank do with the digital euro? They are about to decide the XRP and Ripple. Let's talk about the facts. Christine Lagarde, our friend, told us what's new. The first video is this one by Chris Larsson. Has anyone still thought the fact that Ripple has been meeting with countries around the world for years is just a coincidence? Ripple is not like other companies, and XRP is not like other computer files. We try to show you and tell you that this is for the digital ones. Keep all the marbles inside. It's been 10 years since the last financial crisis, and we might not be able to stop the next one. This is where I believe digital tools can be very useful. A good digital asset can really fix some of the biggest problems with money flow around the world. To give you an idea of how badly money moves around the world, there are enormous amounts of cash on hand. The amount of money that is trillions of dollars could be saved if there was a digital product like XRP that worked really well. We believe this will work best. You can do those things right away as a business. Payment service or bank without having to have money ready all over the world. In 2008, we could have let Lehman Brothers fail if we knew it would have only cost the market $9 billion. The government could have also saved it. It's also possible that the government sold it. Without the absence of, because of the openness, there would have been policy options that could have been used. I want to make my point now. I read Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper soon after Lehman Brothers went out of business. It talked about a world ledger on the internet that would record everything that happened. If all the Lehman Brothers risks were saved on a computer ledger, we would have known right away. Also, do you know what? There would have been problems because of the clouds of war, but things wouldn't have gone badly. You can't tell where the rate is. In touch with is, there should be a permanent account of all the risks. Then we would have known what to do to avoid a crisis. Being strong is a sign of a healthy liquid market. That depends on how quickly a market can get back to normal after a big event that affects the whole system. What makes Ripple look like the key to making sure we don't have another financial crisis like the one in 2008? With blockchain tech, that will be possible. Which company builds blockchain infrastructure that people value the most? It's not just about the US, you need to know that. South America, Mexico, Canada, the UK, and Europe are the places you're talking about. It's everywhere. The people in charge of the world know this about Ripple. What it is, how it works, and what it can do for their governments. They really need XRP. The next time the economy goes down, we don't want to start a problem, which is why we use the question mark. We want to do everything we can to stop them, figure out what would make them happen, and predict when they will happen. Large banks are not trusted by the public a lot, and blockchain will help regular people trust each other again. But people need to be able to nod if you want them to use the new way. If you think something bad might happen, you might as well make it happen, right? Crisis, question, answer, and blockchain. I also think we should keep two things in mind when we think about the subject. First, the world's banking system has been changing all the time since the end of World War II. As technology has gotten better, the rate of change has sped up. The second, things that look brand new are often just old risks dressed up in new clothes. This makes me think of the work that Carmen Reiner and Kenneth Rogoff did on the last financial crisis. But this one is different. The book's title, no, it's different, says a lot. It says 800 years of stupid money decision. It's been going on for 800 years. It's safe to say that this time is always the same. This is one reason why it's so important to study to keep the business stable. By using careful analysis and understanding of the past, research helps us figure out how new ideas change and improve the economy. It also brings up possible risks so that lawmakers can deal with them ahead of time and ideally stop them before they happen. It is very important to do study that helps us figure out how the big changes in the financial system since the global financial crisis have affected people. If you compare these changes to those that happened in the 8th century, they have happened in just about 15 years. And one of the most important changes to the way that in the last 20 years has been the growth of financial businesses that aren't banks. What kind of businesses do you think those non-banks are? Okay, it will soon have a bank, but still. What do you want to know more about XRP? It can help stop the next financial crash. This is the study then. XRP can help governments all over the world make the financial system more safe and liquid. It can also help make things clearer and stop more financial disasters. It costs a lot for Nostrovastro funds to work well for states and central banks. They can use XH. Instead, XRP can be used as a bridge asset to put trillions of dollars in idle cash around the world to good use. Settlements between banks can happen right away, which cuts down on institutional delays and makes sure that money moves quickly when the economy is poor. Because cash is easy to get. The world's banking system is stronger during this crisis. XRP ledgers and blockchain technology are used by the government to keep track of all financial events in real time and in a way that can't be changed. Blockchain-based openness, it helps inspectors and government officials keep an eye on how money moves, see what's wrong, and make sure the rules are followed. This greatly lowers the danger that comes with dishonest activities and shadow banking that are open to the public and that have often led to financial meltdowns. It talks about what to do in a disaster and how to get cash in emergency. When more people use XRP and its value goes up, it could give companies like Ripple, which has the largest reserve, a big safety net in case something goes wrong. This might help the market stay steady and may even reduce the need for when the system is broken, taxpayers pay for handouts. XRP could also be kept by states as a digital backup, similar to gold or foreign currencies, so they could quickly enter markets if they needed to. People from different areas are talked about when it comes to merging them. Because XRP is interoperable, it's easy for foreign groups and federal and state government to work together on payment processes. This uniform framework gets rid of the gaps between technical and practical areas that make it hard for everyone to work together to handle global shocks. Putting assets, currencies, bonds, and commodities on the XRP ledger as tokens lets for quick payment and deep cash flow. This makes it easier for governments to work together on things like a strategic reserve, long-term disaster prevention, and coordinated financial activities. There are now talks in some countries about adding XRP to their digital asset reserves. This would make their ability to respond more strong and flexible. By adding XRP to government reserves, it becomes more official that it can be used as a buffer against market breakers. This supports a long-term policy shift that will make digital finance more stable. A lot of cool things are happening here. Christine Lagarde is at this event right now in order to talk about how Europe will act from now on. Hello, good morning. I'm in Copenhagen today for a meeting of the ECOFIN and the Euro group. In no way do I think that makes us less formal. The things we talk about will not lead to formal decisions or results. The only reason for the meeting is to talk about the economy. We are going to talk about our predictions and see how they match up with the commissions. But the most important thing is that we'll talk about our digital euro. The finance ministers need to agree as soon as possible on the limit and thresholds. The digital euro needs to work well, but there are some technology issues that need to be fixed, so stay tuned. Careful. Another thing that makes the DTCC unique is that it mixes old technology that you can trust with new digital assets. What kinds of digital things are linked to the DTCC? That will be XRP, that will be stuck at a few others like HAR. They will say things like Bitcoin is the future of infrastructure. At this point, it's not. It's either XRP or XLM. The IMF and ISO 2022 both see the cross-border payments market as a $1 trillion chance. This $1 quadrillion market is growing and changing all the time. Ripple either has a plan to fix it or has already done so for a lot of people. All that's left is for his cross-border payments to be accepted by banks around the world. It will be simpler for people to buy and sell things. The world's market for old and new currencies, around $1 trillion, was being sent across the border in 2024. Codes.